We have made it into season number 3 of the Portland Trailblazers MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K23. It's been a long off season, and I'm happy that we are finally in a new year and we're ready to play some ball. It was a pretty busy offseason for our Trailblazers, and in case you missed any of the offseason episodes, you should check out the series playlist where all episodes of the series are currently located. Today we're going to get through the early portion of the season, and I'm really excited to see how this team performs. The big storylines will be the improvements, hopefully, for Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson with another year of experience and another year of progression. I think both of them could really take a leap up. The core of our roster is pretty similar from last year, but we have made a number of additions down the roster. In the draft, we ended up with 3 new rookies, including moving up to the 10th overall pick to select Khalil Griffin out of the University of Tennessee. He'll give us some nice size and length on the perimeter. He can shoot the 3 ball, he plays good defense, and he's a really good rebounder. With the 29th pick, we drafted somebody who could be one of the biggest steals of the draft in Dante Branch out of Duke. Another good shooter and defensive player. I think Bradley is going to be able to give us some two-way versatility on the wings and hopefully some playmaking down the line. I think he's got some upside in that area. We moved up into the early portion of the second round to select Zay Logan out of Alabama State, a talented young 6'10" forward who I think has some nice two-way upside long term. We also added some veterans. On draft night, we traded for Isaiah Stewart from the Detroit Pistons, a talented physical big man who can shoot the 3 ball, score inside, and be your enforcer. So going into free agency, we knew we needed to add some true veterans, and that's what we did with Dennis Schroeder and Kevon Looney. Looney's been around the block. He's been with the Warriors for the last decade, won 3 championships there, and his championship pedigree will hopefully help this team out. As for Dennis Schroeder, he's on his 7th different team in his 13th NBA season. He's been in the league for a while, and I think he's going to give us good minutes off the bench at the point. I like how we've built this roster. I think these guys fit together pretty well, and I'm excited to see how the early portion of this season goes. So now it's time to take a look at the opening night rotation. The starting lineup is as you would expect. Scoot, Sharpe, Agbaji, Springer, and Ayton. The same lineup we had at the end of last year when everybody was healthy. Simons will return as the 6th man, but everybody else off the bench is new. Looney and Stewart will get even minutes. Dennis Schroeder's going to have a nice role, and these rookies are going to get to play too. Hopefully they can play well and increase their minutes. Zay Logan, who we drafted in the second round, is not in the opening night rotation, though, and that's because he's going to the G League. A lot of you guys in the comments of the last episode suggest that we start him there. I think that's a good idea. We'll be able to get him some more consistent playing time with the G League team, and I'm going to have him switch on and off between the regular team and the G League team, so he will play games up here. And then Fritz Bengaro, who we drafted in the second round last year, will join him in the G League, and I would certainly like to get him some NBA in-game action as well. To open up the season, we start on the road on national television against the Boston Celtics. This should be a really fun game. The Celtics were a little bit disappointing last year, only going 500, but obviously this team's got a great roster. The big story for them going into the offseason was the impending free agency of superstar forward Jason Tatum. The Celtics were able to have him stick around on a 5-year supermax, so him and Jaylen Brown are back together, and this lineup really hasn't changed throughout most of this series. The Drew Holiday trade never happened, so they still have Brogdon, they still have Robert Williams, and they added some veterans such as Andrew Wiggins and Isaiah Hartenstein in the trade market this past offseason. The Celtics only won 41 games last year, but I think they're going to be a lot better than that here in season number 3. Our Blazers also won 41 games a season ago, and we did it in a much better conference than the Boston Celtics. So last year, we were better than these guys. However, the Celtics have more true high-end talent. This team has made it to the finals before, and I think they're going to play with the extra chip on their shoulder after really struggling a season ago. As for our Blazers, we are in year 3 of the rebuild. The team overperformed last year, grabbing a playoff spot. Unfortunately, the wheels fell off as soon as we made the playoffs, getting swept by the number 1 seeded Houston Rockets. But I really like where this young core is at. Everybody who is a big piece in the core has stuck around, and we've added some intriguing rookies and veterans to round out the roster, and I'm excited to see how the team looks to kick off this season. The TD Garden is definitely a tough place to play. This Celtics crowd is rowdy. I can't quite put my finger on why they can be a rowdy bunch, but it should be loud here, and it'll be quite the environment. Ayton and Williams meet for the tip. It goes to Ayton, and Season 3 of the Trailblazers, MyNBA franchise, is underway. Who will get the first points of the season as it's Shaedon Sharpe with it, guarded by Brown with a crossover inside. Shot off the glass is good, and fittingly, it's Shaedon Sharpe, who averaged 21 a game last year with the bucket. We're expecting a big year out of Sharpe, hopefully an all-star appearance as the pass is stolen by Brogdon. He goes inside for Tatum, but it's stolen away by Sharpe. In transition now, Darius Springer has it blocked by Porzingis, gets it back, blocked again. Porzingis with a couple of snuffs at the rim. Tatum's jumper now no good. These teams are playing some really good defense just 2 minutes into the year. The casuals say these guys don't care about these regular season games. Jaylen Brown with a nice move inside gets the first points of the game for the Celtics. We're now tied at 4. Here is Sharpe on the wing. He's trapped. Connects with Scoot Henderson, his fellow Slash brother, as Scoot Henderson gets his first points of the year with a 3. Isaiah Stewart in the game misses the shot. That was an easy mismatch. The Blazers already going to the bench early. Simon's in the game as well, as Tatum takes it coast to coast with the and one. Sharpe called for the foul. Nice play for Tatum, and we're tied at 7. Anthony Simons with it. Nice pass over to Shaedon Sharpe in the corner, who hits the 3. Sharpe shot the 3 ball very well last season. That's becoming a big asset of his game. Kristaps Porzingis off the catch, knocks down the triple. Porzingis, one of the more underrated players really of this generation. He's a super skilled big man who is impressive on both ends of the floor. Robert Williams steals the ball away from Scoot. On the other end, Jaylen Brown's jumper in transition is good. And the Celtics take their first lead of the game. It's now 10-12. Simons out to Sharpe, pump fake, blows by Tatum, and Sharpe is in with the slam. A piercing throwdown over Robert Williams. As we know, Shaedon Sharpe can get up there. He does it again. Sharpe off to a hot start here in Game 1 of the season. He's got 9 points in the early going. Portland leads at 16-12. Fadeaway 3 for Brogdon with a hand in his face is good. Nice shot for Malcolm Brogdon, and the lead is within 1. Sharpe brings it up the floor in the corner. It's Anthony Simons who knocks down the triple. If Simons' role keeps him on the bench for most of the year, I think he will be one of the favorites for the 6th Man of the Year award. Henderson with the poster. Robert Williams again gets annihilated down low. These Blazers putting on a show early. Jump ball here goes to the Celtics. That's Jaylen Brown getting the better of Kevon Looney. And Brown hits the 3 off of the play. Good job by Jaylen Brown. He's got 7 early. Andrew Wiggins in his Celtics debut, traded in the offseason from Golden State, is in with the layup. Wiggins was a cash casualty for the Warriors, who obviously gave a big contract to Donovan Mitchell over the offseason. And Wiggins is starting off strong, rock chalk, as he's in with the reverse slam. Here's J.D. Davis, and he's doubled. Somebody's going to get some room. It's Derek White out on the corner. He hits the 3. Since being acquired by the Celtics, White has been one of the best role players in the NBA, mostly for his defense, but he can shoot it as well. Speaking of shooting it, Jason Tatum fires the fadeaway 3. It's a multi-possession lead for the Celtics. Final seconds of the quarter. White's shot no good. Portland looking to get one off quickly. Shaedon Sharpe at the buzzer, no good. And that'll wrap up the first quarter. The Blazers started off strong, leading most of the quarter, but once the second unit came in, they didn't really look the same. Into the second quarter, here's the rookie, Khalil Griffin, out to Ayton, who makes the shot. Griffin's first NBA possession ends in an assist. He will have the lucky duty of guarding Jason Tatum. That's going to be quite the challenge for somebody getting his first NBA action as Tatum hits the jumper. Griffin's a talented defender. He can also score the ball from all 3 levels, showing it here as he gets it off the backboard for his first NBA points. Nice bucket for Khalil Griffin, the 10th overall pick out of the University of Tennessee. Here's Wiggins off the screen inside for Baisley. Kevon Looney didn't flick his hips quick enough, and he was slow to react. 3 ball is good. That's Andrew Wiggins. He is hot and the Celtics lead it by 7. Scoot Henderson back in the game, sends it inside for Big Loon. Kevon Looney with the slam after 10 years with the Golden State Warriors. Finds himself here in Portland. Tatum hits a tough 3 over Griffin, and the lead is now at 8. Jason Tatum looks very good early here in the second quarter. Henderson inside for dominating. DeAndre Ayton with the slam. 8-point lead. Griffin with it. He sends it over to Looney in the corner for Simons, who's wide open. Anthony Simons swishes the 3. Portland looking to battle back. They bring it within 5. Here's Tatum. Spin move on the rookie. No good. Tatum with the rebound, though, out to Bazley for 3, and he knocks it down. One of the biggest strengths of Griffin's game is his ability to grab rebounds. Didn't show it on that possession, as it's 35-43. Scoot Henderson off the screen, no good. But Ayton's there with the putback over Tatum. Big start to the second quarter for Ayton, as he's got 6 points since the quarter change. Tatum, top of the key 3 is good. Tatum still red hot. He has taken a lot of contested shots, and he's making them. 9-point deficit now. Abaji, pump fake out to Springer in the corner. Hits the 3. Springer makes his first triple of the season. Shot under 30% from the long line last year. But he gets one to fall there, and Tatum immediately responds. Another contested shot. It feels like once the Blazers get a 3, the Celtics get one right back. Scoot trapped inside, out to Springer, lets it fly. It's good, and the lead is back within 6. Brown snuffed at the rim. Ochai Agbaji with the denial. What a play by Agbaji on the other end. Here's Springer wide open. Bang! 3 consecutive possessions with a 3-pointer for Springer. Crossover. Throw down for Scoot Henderson. Portland's offense is feeling themselves right now. Big run for Springer. Big dunk for Scoot. We're back within 1 score, but not for long. Jason Tatum, 5 feet beyond the line, drills a 3. And the Blazers call a timeout with 3 and change to go in the half. Springer out to Agbaji, looking for the screen. Agbaji inside. Tough shot is good. Ochai Agbaji coming off a very strong season last year. Played very well after the All-Star break. 4-point game now. Dante Branch, the rookie, lobs it up for DeAndre Ayton. Branch, in his first NBA minutes, gets an early assist for Ayton. Robert Williams has gotten punished inside. He's gotten dunked on like 4 times. You got to feel bad for the guy. 54-56. Here's Brogdon for 3. It's good. The Celtics shooting the ball very well from beyond the arc here in the first half. Jaylen Brown looks to join the fun. His shot no good. Springer with the board. Portland's going to have to heave it up quick. Shaedon Sharpe at the buzzer. Bang! If he got it off in time, this game's tied at 59. The initial call on the floor is that it was not in time, but this play will be reviewed. As you can see right there, ball's out, 10th of a second left. That shot's going to count. What a play by Shaedon Sharpe. An incredible shot with a super high degree of difficulty, and he makes it like it's nothing. So this call will be overturned unless the officials are blind, and this game will be tied at 59 going into halftime. I think all things considered, the Blazers got to be really happy with that. There you go. It does count. Portland trailed for most of this first half, but in the second quarter, the offense has played really well. I think the big reason why that we're playing so well right now is the passing. Of our 23 field goals, 20 of them have been assisted. The ball movement has been brilliant. The team has been unselfish with it. We're hitting our shots. Everybody off the ball is picking their spots at a very high level, and it seems like everybody is in cohesion with each other on that end of the floor. To start the third quarter, the Celtics get the lead right back. It's Porzingis who knocks down the triple. Scoot Henderson with it, out to Springer, who throws it down. These Blazers are rowdy and energetic. Man, they're getting up today. 63-66, here's Tatum, knocks down the triple, and the Celtics lead by 6. They now have 69. Nice. Here's Scoot Henderson with it inside. Henderson with a really tough layup with Porzingis smothering him. And he still gets it to go. Henderson in the corner for Khalil Griffin. Out to Henderson for 3. It's good. Scoot Henderson's been really efficient today. Hasn't shot the ball a ton, but when he has, it's gone in. As for Griffin, that's his second assist. He's passing it well. Tatum gets a 3 right back. Again, whenever Portland hits a big 3, the Celtics get one right back. 70-74. Here's Kristaps Porzingis out to Tatum. Tightly guarded by Henderson and Springer. That means somebody's open. It's Robert Williams for the dunk. That plays on Springer. He's got to switch inside as this pass is intercepted by Sharp. And his pass is intercepted by Robert Williams. White with the throwdown. Got to take advantage of turnovers and not just give the ball right back up. 78-74. Here's Dennis Schroeder in the game, out to the rookie. Dante Branch, who misses his first NBA shot. Keep shooting it, though, Rook. That was a pretty good look. Just doesn't fall. 78-74 now. Here's Brown. Long two is good, despite the extended arm of Isaiah Stewart, as the Blazers call time, down by 6. Stewart out to Looney. He gets it to Simons. His pass is tipped and stolen. Derek White, like a freight train, throws it down, and the Celtics are up by 8. Very strong third quarter for Boston, looking to add to the lead. Here's Tatum inside, tightly guarded by Looney and Simons, and he still makes it to bring the lead up to 10. 74-84 now. Here's Schroeder with it. Looking again on the board. He gets it to Beef Stew. Back to Schroeder for 3. Dennis the Menace hits the triple. 79-86. Branch with the screen now. On the move. Mid-ranger is way off. The rookie airballs it. And so Boston has it. Quickly looking to score before the end of the quarter. Tatum's 3 is good. Boston ahead by 10. The Blazers are going to need to get one off quickly. It's Branch at the buzzer. No good. Big third quarter for Boston on both ends of the floor. The offense a lot colder in the third quarter than they were in the second. Looking to heat up in the fourth. His sharp shot is no good. Ayton with the board. Portland will get to reset the possession as it's a screen. Abaji out to Ayton with the slam. He's very quietly having a great game. 16-8 on phenomenal efficiency. Lob for the Celtics is unsuccessful. Sharp heaves it down the floor for Schroeder, who makes the layup in transition. If Shaedon Sharp can become a good passer, there's no reason why he won't be one of the best offensive players in the league. Great to see his court vision on full display there as he misses the 3. But Beef Stew gets the quick putback to bring the lead within 6. 85-91. Here comes Shaedon Sharp with it. Crosses over the defender and throws it down. Powerful dunk for Sharp. And the lead is within 4. Springer out to Henderson. Scoot inside. He dunks it home. And we are within 2. The Blazers on fire to start the fourth quarter as Scoot Henderson posterizes Brogdon. 91-95. Springer's pass is intercepted by Wiggins. Bad turnover with Brogdon. All alone, he gets the and 1. Scoot Henderson with the foul. And just like that, the Celtics right back up by 7. 91-98. Here's Henderson off the pick and roll. It's a lob for Darius Springer, who throws it down. Great pass. And it's a 5-point game. Brogdon out to Tatum for 3. His shot is no good. Ayton with the rebound is 10th. And DeAndre Ayton is hurt on the play. That is not good news. Ayton got hurt twice down the stretch last year in the play-in tournament, injuring both of his hips. And this injury happens to be a hip. Not ideal. Blazers looking to win for their fallen teammate as Abaji drills the triple. 2-point game. Wiggins guarded by Ochai. Couple of Jayhawks. Out to Tatum. Does the splits. Hits the 3. Jason Tatum is just making the most ridiculous shots. I don't know how these are falling. 3-point game. 101-98 with 5.5 to go. Tatum again. Hits another. Jason Tatum is out of his goddamn mind. He's on another planet tonight. Sharp is doubled. Abaji wide open. Hits the 3. Big fourth quarter for Ochai Abaji. He's got 8, including a pair of 3s. One-score game. Tatum with the spin move. He's in for the layup. Lead is back up to 5. Here's Sharp with the screen. Sharp lobs it up for Springer. Duke on Duke crime. Darius Springer throws it down on Tatum, who's going to look to get his revenge here. He misses the shot. I don't believe it. Williams with the board out to Brogdon for the layup. Second chance bucket is good for Boston. Here's Simons. Heaves up a 3. Won't go. Henderson with the offensive rebound. Out to Looney. Looney over to Springer. Springer back to Looney. Back to Springer. Springer inside. Hands it off for Sharp. Looking to get some room. He's going to have to heave it up quick. Sharp. Step back at the buzzer. No good. Looney with the board. Third time's the charm. Springer. Open shot is good. Big bucket for Darius Springer. Third time's the charm. Good work on the glass by the Blazers. Following possession. Here comes Shaedon Sharp. We are within 1 score. 19, 8, and 7. Sharp on potential triple-double watch. Tatum has Porzingis wide open. Kristaps Porzingis hits the three. Celtics ahead by 6 with under 2 to play. Here's Sharp guarded by Tatum. Looks to get some room. Sharp inside. Not making it easy for Boston. Heavily contested layup is good. 4-point game following Trailblazer possession. Springer is the mismatch, guarded by Brogdon, and he will capitalize, taking it to the basket. Springer now with 19 points, and it's a 2-point game. Tatum heaves up a prayer. It's good. Tatum's got 48 points, and it's not even like the Blazers are playing bad defense on him. He's just making the most ridiculous shots. Simons with the layup. One-score game once again. Blazers might start to foul sooner than later, or bait them into a cross-court pass. We left Jaylen Brown open on purpose. We wanted Tatum to send it across the floor, and he does. And now the Blazers can tie it or bring it within 1. They're not getting any good looks, though. They're going to have to heave it up. It's over to Springer. Step back 3. No good. Great defensive possession for Boston. Everybody that was locked in there for the whole 24 seconds. As Tatum is fouled, he'll go to the line. 1 away from 50. And there you go. An opening night 50 burger for Jason Tatum. Leads at 5. Portland's going to have to shoot this ball. Henderson for 3. No good. Rebounded by Tatum. That might be your dagger. A hard-fought game here in Boston as Henderson beats the buzzer with the mid-ranger. But it won't matter. The Celtics win out opening night 122-115. Despite the loss, I feel really good about how our team played. Obviously, it would have been nice to get the win, but I think we were quite impressive on both ends of the floor. The offense looked really solid. There was clear chemistry between the team, unselfish basketball, really smart plays on and off the ball throughout the entire game. And then defensively, I think we did a really good job. Jason Tatum played out of his mind, but it wasn't because we didn't play good defense. It's because he's just a unicorn. So in terms of the minute distribution, Sharp and Scoot had a lot, but nobody else had more than 22. Now, Ayton would have had he not gotten hurt, but we're spreading the minutes out early to see which guys really fit in the rotation. The rookies didn't play a ton, but they will. I think the Celtics being a bigger team just wasn't really a good matchup for Griffin or Branch to really play a lot. Shaedon Sharp, of course, leading the way, 21, 8, and 7. Most impressed by his passing. Shaedon Sharp has not been a good playmaker throughout his career so far. Only averaged 1.6 assists a game last year. I don't need him to average 7. I need him to average like 3 or 4. If he can develop a passing ability, then he's going to be one of the best offensive players in the league. That's all he's missing on that side of the ball, and today we saw it in full force. Darius Springer had a good game, 19, 4, and 4 in just 22 minutes. Shot the 3-ball well. Scoot was good. Ayton was really good before he got hurt. Simons and Abaji also in the double figures. I thought Isaiah Stewart had a pretty good game, 6, 10, and 4. And the rookies showed some solid flashes, although neither of them were great or anything, but I thought they both were pretty good. They passed the ball well, 5 assists between the two of them. As for the Celtics, the star of the show, obviously Jason Tatum. He nearly had a 52-point triple-double, 8 boards, 8 dimes. He did shoot less than 50% from the field, but who really cares? He took difficult shot after difficult shot, and he just kept getting them to fall. Brogdon was good. Porzingis was good. Jaylen Brown was not, though. 5 of 16 from the field, 1 of 10 from 3. Ochai Agbaji had him in hell today. Shout out to Och. He played great defense. We won the battle in terms of points in the paint. We won the battle on the glass. We won the assist battle. We just got to clean up on the turnovers and hopefully hit a few more shots. But other than that, I thought we played really well. DeAndre Ayton strained his right hip. He'll be out for 2 to 4 weeks. If you remember in the play-in tournament last year, Ayton strained his right hip. We had him play through the injury, and then the following game, he strained his left hip. So for one thing, I'm a little bit concerned if this hip thing is going to be a long-term issue for him. And based on what happened in the play-in tournament, we have learned our lesson to not play him through the hip injury. Now, obviously, the circumstances there were different because our season was on the line, whereas here we're in October. But still, he's not going to play while injured. We're going to have Kevon Looney start at center. Him and Isaiah Stewart will play equal minutes, and we're going to give Stewart some starts as well. Everybody else is going to see a slight increase in minutes as well. So we're going to simulate the next 3 games. I'm enticed by this matchup against Minnesota. They've got some fun talent. They really played well down the stretch last year, and I want to take a look at them. We've got the Hawks at home, the Hornets on the road, and the Jazz at home. 3 solid-ish teams. and we end up going 2-1. We blow out Atlanta, we blow out Charlotte, and we lose to Utah in a tight one. Overall, I would consider that a success. We won 2 of those 3 games by at least 30 points. There are 2 guys in particular who have really taken a leap up this year who I want to give a shout out to, and they're not the guys who you would expect. Going into the year, I would have thought that maybe Shaedon Sharpe or Scoot Henderson takes the big leap. By the way, Scoot hurt his finger. He'll be out against Minnesota. It's not any of the new guys either. It's 2 players who were already on the roster. Darius Springer has taken a sizable leap up here in year 2, averaging 22 and 8. He's shooting the piss out of the ball, which is a big development from last year. 27 against Atlanta, 31 and 11 against the Hornets, and then he had another double-double against the Jazz. He was not an efficient scorer last year, but this year he's shooting the lights out of the ball. Ochai Agbaji is also playing really well. His minutes are mostly unchanged from last year, but he's averaging over 17 a night. His efficiency's been a little spotty, but he's shooting the ball fairly well, and he's playing ridiculous defense. 26 against Atlanta, 19 against his former team, Utah, and again, he's playing remarkable defense. As we look at each game in particular, against the Hawks, Shaedon Sharpe played well. Scoot was an assist shy of the triple-double. Against the Hornets, Scoot had 33. Kevon Looney had 20 rebounds. And then the loss against the Jazz. Our game plan was kind of jumbled because Scoot Henderson got injured 4 minutes into the game. But Anthony Simons played well. Khalil Griffin played well in that game too. So before we get into this game against the Wolves, I do have a quick roster move. Through his first 2 G League games, A. Logan's been really good. 16 points in each of them, averaging 10.5 rebounds across the 2 games. We're going to call him up since we have a couple guys injured, and he will make his NBA debut against the T-Wolves. So replacing Scoot Henderson in the starting lineup will not be Simons. Instead, it'll be Dennis Schroeder. The 2 guys I trust to score the ball most are Sharpe and Simons, and I want to stagger their minutes as much as possible, and I want one of them on the floor at all times. So Schroeder will join the starters, and Simons will stay on the bench. Khalil Griffin, through his first few games, has been playing pretty well. He's going to get more minutes. Dante Branch hasn't played so well. He had a pretty good game against the Jazz, but overall he's been very up and down. So he'll keep his same minutes while Jovic and Logan will enter the rotation. Let's take a look at the T-Wolves, obviously led by Anthony Edwards. I was excited to face off against last year's Rookie of the Year, Elias Sharpe, but he has a back injury. I was hoping to see these 2 young point guards, Scoot Henderson and Elias Sharpe, duel off, but both of them are hurt, and instead the point guard matchup will be the very enticing Dennis Schroeder versus Terrence Mann. It certainly sucks having 2 of our starters, Scoot Henderson and DeAndre Ayton, hurt within the first week of the season. If you remember last year, through the first 35 games of the year, the team was remarkably healthy. Then we got hit hard by the injury bug, but still, we were super healthy for the first half of the season. Dennis Schroeder will replace Scoot Henderson in the starting lineup, getting his first start of the season, joined by Agbaji, Sharpe, Springer, and Kevon Looney in at the 5. Since DeAndre Ayton got hurt, Looney has been the main starter at center. Isaiah Stewart started in the game against Utah, but Looney will return back with the starters as he wins the tip over Rudy Gobert. And we are underway here in Portland. 2 teams currently sitting at 500. Which team will get the win? Portland 2-2 on the young season as Rudy Gobert is in for the and 1. Sharpe called for the foul. Bad play there by Looney. Again, he didn't quickly flip his body and go inside. Here is Springer off to a great start this year. Sends it in the corner for Shaedon Sharpe, who hits the 3. Sharpe has been solid so far. His efficiency's been up and down. I think he will certainly get more consistent as the year goes on. Nice move by Springer, backing down inside for the layup. 3-5 now. Here comes Shaedon Sharpe with it. Back out to Springer with the slam. Springer leading Portland in scoring so far with 22 a night. In for the reverse dunk, and it's 7-5. Springer out to Schroeder. He gets it to Ochai Agbaji, who drills the 3. Agbaji, of course, has played very well so far through 4 games, hoping to keep up his hot start as the Blazers look good early. Edwards looks to respond. He does. Drilling the fadeaway 3. 14-8 now. Here comes Springer. Inside. Sends it over to Shaedon Sharpe. He makes the layup. Good cut off the ball by Sharpe. Good pass by Springer as it's 16-8. Dime here for Ochai Agbaji. He's in for the and 1. getting the shot to rattle in. It's Edwards called to the foul. Ochai's playing really well so far, as is the whole team. They lead 18-10. Springer back to Agbaji. In for the layup. He's got 9 points already here in the first quarter. 20-10 now. Rudy Gobert out to Karl-Anthony Towns. Top of the key three is good as the Timberwolves look to build themselves back into the game. 15-20 now. Here is Terrence Mann off the screen. Mann for three. It's good. So the Timberwolves go on an 8-0 run, and the lead is back within 2, and Minnesota's right back in it. Here is Springer with the dunk. 6 points and 4 assists in the first quarter for Darius Springer. 22-18. Primo's shot no good. Grabs his own rebound out to Karl-Anthony Towns as he makes the layup. Former #1 pick, Cat, still getting it done here in his 11th NBA season. Here's Anthony Simons. Step back jumper is good. Off the assist by the rookie, Khalil Griffin, who's certainly going to play a lot today. I'm excited to see what he can do. Pass is tipped and stolen by Simons. Out to Springer. Wide open lane. Springer with the slam. He continues to play out of his mind to start his second NBA season. 26-22. Here's Simons at the buzzer. No good. A low-scoring start here in Portland as the Trailblazers lead it 26-22. Darius Springer leading the way, not just as a scorer, but also a facilitator. Edwards shot no good. Ochai Agbaji playing great defense on him so far. On the other end, it's the rookie, Zay Logan, with the slam. That is his first NBA offensive possession, and it turns into a dunk. 28-24, Agbaji joins the dunk fest. He's got 11 here in the early going, continuing his hot start to the season as well. Anthony Edwards with it, tightly guarded by Ochai Agbaji. Edwards looking for the screen. He gets it over to Otto Porter, who's snuffed at the rim by Jovic. Edwards gets it back for the layup. Great play there by Nikola Jovic defensively as it's 26-30. Jovic hands it right over to Anthony Edwards on the other end. Ant-Man, step back, keeps it himself. He has an open man in the corner. It's Josh Primo. Hide your wives, because Josh Primo's coming. Hopefully not literally. 30-32 now. Griffin, step back. Three ball is good. That's Khalil Griffin's first NBA three-pointer. He shot the three ball pretty well last year at Tennessee. Hasn't gotten him to fall yet here in the pros, but I expect that he will, and that's the first of many. Anthony Edwards, tightly guarded, makes the layup. Good play. One-score game. Here's the rookie, Dante Branch inside. Heavily contested layup is good. Branch enters this game 2 for 16 from the field. He played a little bit better against the Jazz, but if he doesn't clean up his efficiency, he's probably going to the G League. Naz Reid hits the three. We're now tied at 37. Branch with it with the screen from his fellow rookie Griffin. Branch in the corner for Ochai Agbaji, who has 16 here in the first half. He's scoring the ball at a high level, and then on defense, he has Anthony Edwards in hell. Air ball for Edwards as he can't get the shot off. Ochai Agbaji has been such a great two-way player to start the year. Griffin out to Branch. Branch inside. Dante Branch with the slam. Through Branch's first 4 games, he was 2 for 16 from the field. Today, he's 2 for 2. Not a bad start to this one for Branch. Here is Jaden McDaniels off the screen. Nice move by McDaniels. Not a whole lot Branch could have done there, and it's a 2-point game. Stewart out to Branch. Drives inside. And one for the rookie, Dante Branch. He's been aggressive going to the basket, and it's paying off. The reason why he's been inefficient so far is that he's 1 for 10 from 3. He's trying to keep it inside, and so far it's working. Cat bullies Springer down low. You don't say that too often about Darius Springer. Normally, he's the one muscling down low. 42-44, Cat has the mismatch. Not much Simons can do there, and we're tied up at 44. Branch out to Schroeder. Schroeder inside, back to Branch. He has Simons open in the corner, and Anthony Simons drills the three. Branch has been in the game for the last 5 minutes. He's playing really well, and the Trailblazers are rewarding him, keeping him in the ball game. Tough three is going to fall for Chris Duarte. Let's go Ducks. 2-point game. Cat bullies Springer again. Misses the shot, though. Stewart with the rebound. On the other end, it's Schroeder out to Springer. Inside with the layup. Springer's getting punked on defense, but he's making some good plays on the other end. Here's Terrence Mann. No good. Nice stop by Schroeder. Portland hoping to get a shot off quickly. It's Branch. Under 5 to go in the corner for Simons. His three is good. Big shot for Anthony Simons as the Blazers go on a 7-0 run to wrap up the first half. Portland, I feel like, has been on and off throughout this game so far, but that's a big way to end the first half. Ochai Agbaji leads the way with 16. Springer's been impressive on offense as well. Anthony Edwards has 10 and 4, although he's been really inefficient. Ochai Agbaji has covered him like a prison guard. Into the second half, Edwards is not guarded by Agbaji, and he will immediately take advantage. Off the screen, hitting the three. The Blazers better make that adjustment quickly. Get Ochai on Ant-Man. Ochai with it. He gets it out to Dennis the Menace. Dennis Schroeder hits the three. 9-point lead. Here's Darius Springer with it now. Drives inside. Springer to the rack. Gets the layup. Springer continuously showing off his ability to score in contact as it's an 11-point game. In the corner, Karl-Anthony Towns for three. Knocks it down. I don't think we talk about Cat enough as one of the greatest shooting big men ever. He is a sniper from deep. Springer inside, another tough layup. He has 14 points, and it's a double-digit lead. Gobert guarded by Schroeder. That's a mismatch. Schroeder gets the stop. Gobert with the board, though, and McDaniels hits the three. So it works out for Minnesota despite the miss. 7-point game off the inbound. McDaniels blows by Khalil Griffin. A mental lapse by the rookie, and McDaniels takes advantage. Cat, again, bullies Springer down low. It's a one-score game all of a sudden, 62-65. Portland looking to respond. It's Simons, drives inside, and Inferno takes it himself. Gets the dunk. 67-62 now. Edwards gets it over to Mann. Back to Edwards with a great cut on Shaedon Sharpe, who only has 7 points. Sharpe really has not shot the ball a ton tonight. Portland needs him to be more aggressive. Here's Springer. Nice move. Gets the layup. Springer now has 18 points, all 18 of which are in the paint. He's shot the ball so well this year. Today the shot's not falling, and he has still been super effective. Big shot for Terrence Mann. Beyond the arc as the shot clock winds down. 71-67 now. Here's Sharpe with the windmill. That'll wake him up. Shaedon Sharpe hasn't played poorly per se, but I feel like he has sleptwalked through the game. Now he's up and running. Edwards shot no good. Nice stop by the rookie Griffin in transition. Sharpe out to Griffin for three. Bang! Nice shot there by Khalil Griffin. His second three of the ball game. 78-71. Branch inside now. That one is good. And Dante Branch, who has been really inefficient this year, is 4 for 4 from the field today. 9-point game. Branch in the corner for Sharpe. He hits the three. Shaedon Sharpe with 7 points over the last couple of minutes. He's back, and the Blazers are back. They lead by 12. Joshua Primo now hits the three. Disorderly conduct, anybody? 9-point game. Here's Towns. His shot is no good. Nice defense there by Zay Logan, who's given the Blazers some good minutes tonight. On the other end, at the end of the quarter, Sharpe's three is no good. Very similar to the second quarter. I feel like we played very blah for most of the quarter, but we played really well at the end. Hopefully, we can carry that momentum into the fourth and finish off the job. There's Sharpe with a big-time slam. 11-point game. Logan with it. He gets it back to Sharpe. Sharpe with the screen from Stewart. Sidestep three is good. Big bucket for Shaedon Sharpe. It's a 16-point game. Agbaji for three. It's good. Portland has quickly turned this into a blowout. This game was super close like 5 minutes ago, and now the Blazers are in clear control. Minnesota needs to hit some shots. There's one. Naz Reid hits the three. 11-point game. Here comes Shaedon Sharpe with it. Drives inside, and that shot was a wacky one. No good. Grabs his own rebound and gets the putback. Shaedon Sharpe with 16 points over the last 7 or 8 minutes. 13-point game now. Dante Branch with it. Branch inside for Isaiah Stewart. In the corner, it's Darius Springer for three. The Blazers think they had this game won. They've got a lot of their young guys in the game. Branch is in. Griffin is in. Minnesota seems to think they still have a shot, though. Nice move by Griffin. He now has 8 points, scoring in contact. Minnesota's not technically out of it, though. Let's see if they can get some shots together. There's one. McDaniels with the and one. Lead is within 10. Although Portland does not have most of their starters in the game other than Agbaji and Looney, and they're going to roll with this lineup. They trust these guys to keep the ship afloat. Ochai Agbaji makes the layup. Now it's 111-101. Under a minute to go. Game now appears over. Portland looking to ice it for good. And fittingly, it's Ochai Agbaji. 27 points for Och. And that should just about do it. Man's shot over Agbaji is good. A rare play where Ochai Agbaji, quote-unquote, allows a bucket, even though he smothered him. Blazers win it by 10, though, 113-103. Really fun game here. Both games today were super enjoyable to play. This is a really fun team, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this team throughout the season. I know I had a blast recording these two games today. Ochai Agbaji has been unbelievable so far this year. 27 points today on good shooting splits. And he had Anthony Edwards in hell on the other end of the floor. Two-way star is what he's turning into. 25, 7, and 5 for Shaedon Sharpe. He was very mediocre for most of the game, but over the last quarter and a half, he was very good. Springer, very solid as well, continuing his great start to the year. Simon's the only other Blazer in the double figures. Griffin in extra minutes, showed some good flashes, but he was inefficient. Dante Branch played really well, though. 4 for 4 from the field. He also had 4 assists and no turnovers. Didn't put the ball in harm's way. Didn't make any mistakes. If he continues to play like that, he won't go to the G League. So hopefully he can keep it up. He's had a couple good games in a row after a really slow start. Zay Logan in his NBA debut, I thought, played pretty well. 4 points and 2 rebounds in 9 minutes. As for Minnesota, Edwards had 27 and 11, but don't let that fool you. Look at the shooting splits. 12 of 33, 2 for 13 from deep. And I would be willing to bet his field goal percentage when he was not guarded by Agbaji was actually pretty good. Towns with 22. Gobert had 7, 17, and 7. That's quite the stat line. Mann, McDaniels, and Primo also in the double figures. Minnesota really did not get to the line. We seemed to have the upper hand inside, and we had some big shots down the stretch. A good win here for the Blazers. We're now 3-2, and we're going to simulate this next week against the Raptors, Pelicans, Spurs, and Lakers. So during that stretch of games, Dennis Schroeder gets hurt. The whole reason why we signed him was to have insurance for Scoot Henderson, and now he's out. So now we don't have the point guard. I don't trust Dante Branch to run the offense yet. I know he did a good job against Minnesota, but Anthony Simons is the only guy who can do it, so we're going to need him in the starting lineup. The Pistons offer as a trade here Ochai Agbaji for Isaac Okoro. So we would be getting Okoro, who's averaging less than 5 a game on 35% shooting, or Ochai, who's averaging 20 a game. I'm going to pass on that. As much as I would love Ochai Agbaji on the Pistons, I would do bad things to get him in Detroit. Not like this. I'm going to say no. Prior to the Laker game, we get the good news that Scoot Henderson's finger is now healthy. And sure enough, we did really well in the sim. We went 3-1. Blew out the Raptors by 33. Blew out the Pelicans by 52. Close win against the Spurs, and then we lost against the Lakers, putting us at 6-3, although we had the best point differential in the Western Conference. 4 of our 6 wins are total blowouts. In case you're wondering if any of the guys who have started hot have slowed down, the answer to the question is no. Darius Springer's shot has not cooled off. If anything, he's got even hotter. 22 a game on ridiculous shooting splits, scored at least 19 points in all 4 games that we just simulated, and he did it on really good efficiency. As for Ochai Agbaji, he's averaging 20 a game, and his efficiency has gone way up since we last talked about him. 31 points against Toronto, that's a career high. 23 against New Orleans, 22 against the Lakers. Little quieter against the Spurs, he only had 11, but in that game, he hit a 3 at the buzzer to win it by 2. So even though he was a little quieter, he still had the biggest play of this season for us. Agbaji has been legitimately one of the best players in the entire league this year. His plus-minus per game is first, and it's not even close. Springer, by the way, is in 5th. But Ochai Agbaji has been such a positive impact. If you look defensively, he is not letting scorers shoot the ball well off of him. The only guy here who has similar defensive numbers is, ironically, Damian Lillard, who's not a very good defender. And as we look at guys who have allowed a similar amount of shot attempts per game, the only player who has clearly been better defensively is the former #1 pick, Cale Foster. I cannot say I expected Agbaji to be one of the best players in the league through the first 9 games of the year, but here we are. Despite Agbaji and Springer breaking out, everybody else's numbers haven't really gone down. Sharpe is averaging 24 a game. Scoot's numbers are only down because of the injury. Simons is averaging the same amount of points that he did last year. Even Khalil Griffin is really starting to play well. He is quickly figuring some things out, and he's going to continue to get more minutes and be a consistent part of the rotation. He had a good game against the Raptors. He had 27 against the Pelicans on just 12 shot attempts. While I think he's coming along really nicely, Dante Branch, not so much. He has been very inefficient. I think we're probably going to send him down to the G League, just try to get him right, and hopefully he'll be able to join the rotation sooner rather than later. So that'll wrap up the episode. Next time around, we're going to get through a large chunk of November. Hopefully the team will be able to continue their hot start. Hopefully Abaji and Springer will continue to play like all-stars. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.